was good. Exceptional.
Good morning, everybody.
Always need our mayor.
Okay, beautiful, thank you. Whenever you're ready.
Kev, does everybody have a chance to get in? Are they all
They're
set?
sliding in the back door now, whenever you're ready.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Gary Christenson, and I am the proud mayor of the city of Malden. Let me say at the outset that during this press conference, our thoughts will continue to be with the Newtown community in Connecticut. Today, we gather to sign what is considered by many to be a historic agreement for the city of Malden. The distinguished group of individuals here before you have been meeting, debating, and negotiating for nearly a year to bring a 6,500-seat baseball park to our city. This will be one of the largest developments ever in Malden, and I believe this project has the potential to not only revitalize this site, but also serve as an economic catalyst for the entire downtown. Furthermore, all of the National Grid jobs will remain here in Malden as a result of the development. Besides the parties involved in the agreement itself, there is one person who has been a true leader from beginning to end on a project that will not only benefit Malden, but all of Massachusetts. He is a true champion for his hometown and is always just a phone call away. And without a doubt, it is his hard work and dedication that is the reason why we're here today. Ladies and gentlemen, it is with sincere gratitude that I introduce the Dean of the New England and Massachusetts Congressional Delegation, and always batting cleanup for us, Congressman Ed Markey.
Thank you, Gary, so much, and thank all of you for being here today. This is my hometown, and this is the best day for Malden in my 36 years of being the congressman from this city. This is a moment that is going to begin the transformation of this city. And let me just begin by saying that 28 years ago, Gary Christenson was an intern in my office. And we already knew that he was a superstar on the rise. And after 1 year in office as the mayor, following in the footsteps of Richard Howard, who served this city so well and for so long, we come here under the leadership, the direction, the vision of Gary and his entire team, which has basically taken something that was a concept and turned it into something which is going to be magically special for this city. I still, well, I live 4 streets from where this ballpark is going to be built. I have lived there my entire life. And I know just walking the streets that this is the subject of conversation. This is what is giving people hope. This ballpark is a game changer for the city of Malden. It is going to transform the way we do business in Malden and the way all of our surrounding communities view this city. It will be the cornerstone of the future for this city. You can look at this ballpark. You can see that it is a jewel of a ballpark. This is going to be something that's magical, like Fenway Park, like Camden Yards. You can already see how much this is going to affect the way that everyone within our city and outside of our city views the city of Malden. It will be regional. It won't just be Malden, it'll be Everett, it'll be Revere, and Somerville, and Charlestown. It'll be Melrose, it'll be Medford. For an area of more than 500,000 people, this will be the affordable ballpark. This will be the place where people can go inexpensively to take their children to see minor league baseball at its highest level. So for me, it's really something, because my grandparents got off the boat as immigrants here in Malden 100 years ago. And those immigrant families, they did something special for us in this city. They built those great red brick schools. They built that hospital up on the hill. They made sure that there was a democratization of access to opportunity for everyone. And now, thanks to the leadership of Mayor Howard and Mayor Christenson, every child in Malden is now in a brand new school again. Brand new school with computers on every desk. A special place, Malden. And this ballpark is going to become the crown jewel in the city. It will be the center of the activity downtown that brings everyone from all parts of the city together in a magical setting that is going to make all the difference in the world. It will become a recreational oasis. It will become a place where cultural events, where graduation events, where events of all forms can take place. And it's going to reaffirm Malden's position as one of the great cities in the state of Massachusetts, okay? And that is a very important moment in our history. So the team behind me has loaded the bases for Malden to hit a home run. And that home run is something that could only happen with the help, with the assistance of everyone behind me. But all I can tell you is, for the people in Malden, this is a holiday gift beyond anyone's dreams and expectations. It is going to be something that is very special for every family, for the entirety of the 21st century. So we thank all of you for everything which you have done. I want to single out some special people, beginning with the head of the Malden Redevelopment Authority, Steve Wachowski, for all of his fantastic work in putting this together. Steve and I grew up 2 streets apart from each other, and he was one of the greatest athletes ever in Malden, and I know that this was a special project for him, to give the kids of Malden in the 21st century these special opportunities. To Debbie Burke, where are you, Debbie? You can't be in the shadows here. Debbie Burke, come on, Debbie. And to, come on, Kevin, and to Kevin Duffy, come on, Kevin, right here, you're out here as well. You're all part of Steve and Gary's tremendous team that made all of this possible. But first you need a concept. You know, life breaks into 2 parts, concept and execution. Huh? So today, we're at the execution phase of it. Huh? But first you need a concept, you need a dream. You need someone that can see something that no one else can see. And that person was Alex Bach. Alex knew that Malden could be a place where a minor league ballpark could flourish. And he put together his own all-star team of Terry Guiney and Pete Guiney and Rebecca Lee and Dominic D'Ambrosio. Okay? All of them coming together to kind of execute what we have here today, but after a brilliant concept was finally put together. So what I'd like you to do for the city of Malden is to give the warmest possible reception you can give to this man who is bringing this new life to the city of Malden, Alex Bach.
Congressman, and thank you, Mr. Mayor, and thank you both Steve and Marcy and Attorney General Coakley. We would not be here without every one of the people behind you, and what they have done is the tireless work that has been put in on this project over the last, and it was 4.5 years ago we first came to Malden and saw the parcel and saw the potential, and the effort of the folks here and Mayor Howard before has been amazing, and amazing in the ways that it has not been ego-driven, it has been substance-driven, and the citizens of Malden should be incredibly pleased that the folks representing them, whether statewide or congressional and local, are folks whose job has been about getting it done and about the idea if you get the work done, you get the credit, but in trying to work and get this job done. I should say that the dream which I have and the hope I hope that people will take away from today is to think about the value of this facility, and we think of this as it will be great baseball for the baseball fans, but this is affordable family entertainment for the community here. And it's jobs for local folks. There'll be 125 jobs for nearly half a year. There'll be a group of us working full-time, 25 folks. There'll be all the spin-off of businesses that will benefit by what we are doing. Every night, people before and after games, filling the neighborhood, downtown restaurants. But it is the vision of building a community, of being a resource for a community that I hope people take away from here. The opportunity that a baseball game offers is one of the very few things in our society, and it's what has inspired me to do this, and is that if you take your kid, your neighbor's kid, your grandkid, your nephew, someone to a baseball game, the chance to sit next to someone at a baseball game and talk is one of the very few things left in our society where you can do that. You take your kids to a movie today, you're lucky if you get 30 seconds how they like the movie, they're off to the next thing. If you take your kid to a baseball game or send your neighbor's kid, you can sit next to someone, and baseball has these pauses, and as I have said before, and many of you have heard, it's why boring people think baseball is boring. It's got all of these pauses between pitches, between batters, between innings, but it's a chance to sit next to someone and to say, hey, what do you like about school? What are you doing this summer? What are your friends doing? You can have a great conversation with a kid at a baseball game, which we have very few things left in our society that offer that chance. Maybe if you drive your kids to summer camp and they haven't put headphones on, you can talk to them. But other than that, you don't get a 2 or 3 hour experience where you can just sit next to somebody. You can be quiet for 20 minutes and it's totally okay, but you can talk. And the chance for people to do that with their neighbors, with their own kids, and with groups of people they work with is a great opportunity for all of us. And it is something which it allows people to come back. A third of the people who leave a minor league baseball game don't know who won the game they just walked out of. They're there as part of a group, they're there to have a good time and to build community. And this will offer the opportunity to do that, and to do that in a regional basis. There is simply no better location in Greater Boston than this location. The option to have a subway line diagonally across the street, to have parking garages that were built and that are for bank work but are empty at night and weekends, is an amazing opportunity, and to have a community that is diverse, is safe, has amazing political leadership. We are very fortunate. The support we've had is much appreciated. This is the first of many important steps, but this sets us on the road of execution, as the Congressman has said, and we've gone from concept to execution. And for all that, we greatly appreciate. I should just say in particular, and just sort of because it really is so true, that each of the people behind you, and you're going to get a chance to hear from them, have played roles without which we truly would not be here. And their ability to move forward and to press on and to not get caught up in ego cannot be said enough. And behind it all, Congressman Markey has been the driving force here, and we are all immensely proud to be here in Malden and working with all of you. We look forward to the next steps as we break ground later in the year and go forward and see this as a resource for the entire community. And I just should say, Congressman mentioned it, but people should be clear, there will be 70 baseball games here, but there will be concerts, there will be graduations, there will be opportunities, there will be meeting facilities for people to use. We expect to be both employment for the community, affordable entertainment. You don't have to go to Boston, you can have a great time here. This is going to be a great thing for the city, and it's only possible because of the people behind me. So thank you again, and thank you again, Ed. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And again, thank you for coming to Malden. It means the world to us. With us today as well is the state representative from Malden, and Medford, who always has the interest of Malden in his heart. Paul Donato, right over here. You know, when I was a boy growing up, you were born a Democrat and a Red Sox fan, and then you were baptized Catholic 7 days later. That was the Malden that I grew up in. Now, a lot of things have changed in Malden. We are a transitional community. But there's one thing that never changed. You're born a Red Sox fan. You're born a baseball fan. And this park is going to make it affordable for families that come from blue-collar and poorer families to be able to afford to go to a game, to be able to take their kids there and not cost them $200 or $400 for the evening. This is going to be something that everyone can enjoy who comes from the kinds of communities that surround Malden but epitomize the future of our country. Now, again, we couldn't have done it without a lot of help, but back in 1856, the property that we are talking about was used for the first time by the Malden and Melrose Gas Company. 1856, and they and all their successor companies have been in control of this property all of those years, from 1856. We are here today with the president of National Grid for Massachusetts. And Marcy Reed, from the very beginning, said to us that she wanted to work with the community in order to ensure that it was able to realize its dream. And working with our community, we've been able to find another location where the National Grid employees can work, while at the same time creating this opportunity for a new ballpark. She has, because I sat in on the negotiating sessions, she has an incredible team of very, very talented people. Bonnie Raffetto, right back out there. Shannon Lawson, where are you, Shannon? Joe Newman, thank you all so much. But at the top of the list, because she had to decide, she had to work to make this happen for the city as our partner. For that, we're going to be eternally grateful. I give you, for a warm Malden welcome, the president of National Grid for the state of Massachusetts, Marcy Reed.
Thank you, Congressman Markey. That was totally uncalled for, but I want to just double up on the praise of the team at National Grid, Bonnie and Joe and Shannon and others. It really is a tight partnership that you need in order to push these things forward. So huge thanks to the Congressman. If it hasn't already been apparent, he was the glue in this process, and really, I believe, is the catalyst for getting us to where we are. Certainly to the mayor and to Steve, thank you very much for the effort that we've all put forth and for your contribution to that. And obviously to Alex. I was born a Red Sox fan, a Democrat, and a Catholic, and that was me you're talking about. I wasn't born in Malden, but this will permeate more than just Malden, as has been mentioned, and will really be an unbelievable project for the town. So, Alex, many thanks for your concept, and last and certainly not least, many thanks to the Attorney General, General Coakley, for the fantastic support that you've given us at National Grid to push this forward, and you and your team have worked tirelessly, and I just want to publicly thank you for that. I mentioned the partnership. We couldn't be here without that, but really what is most exciting to me is of the 231 towns that National Grid proudly serves in Massachusetts, Malden is key among them, and this is a really big deal for us at National Grid. And for the city and the economic development it's going to bring. So I couldn't be happier to be here today, and big congratulations to the city.
Thank you. Great. Thank you. Now, in putting together the whole project, you need to have the cooperation, support, and ultimate endorsement from the Attorney General of the state. There is going to be a transfer of property here. And it is something that goes right to the heart of economic development for Malden, environmental justice because of the use for that property for 170 years, and for the long-term well-being of the people of the city of Malden. Malden is a community that is extremely proud of its schools. The headquarters for the Department of Education for the state of Massachusetts is just one street down the block here for the entire state of Massachusetts Department of Education, headquartered right here in Malden. More than 50% of the kids in this city are minorities, getting a very high-quality education that we are all proud of. Massachusetts itself is number one in math, verbal, and science at the 4th, 8th, and 10th grades for the whole country. That's really something. And it takes the efforts of the leaders of Malden to make sure that Malden is part of that equation, to make sure these kids get that kind of education. We have with us today the number one Attorney General in the United States of America who is making this possible for the children of this city and all of the surrounding cities of this great town. I give you Martha Coakley.
Usually I get I'm the best Attorney General in Massachusetts, so thank you, Ed, for that. If as I was here, I'm thinking if we are the team, then certainly Eddie Markey is the coach, right? And we haven't ever had a better coach for a project like this. Now, Ed is also the master of metaphor, as he was today, so I'm not going to try and compete with him there. But this really is not just a baseball field. It is a metaphor for what Malden can be and will be. And so I couldn't be happier to be here today on this project. There are lots of reasons why projects don't go forward, can't go forward, but seriously, everybody behind me, everybody who worked with us on this said we want to make this happen. And so my thanks to Steve and the Malden Redevelopment Authority and to Marcy for your work on this. It's been extraordinary. To our coach, of course, we said put us in, coach, and he did. And to Alex and to the mayor, who has great vision for what this city can be. And I am reminded today, as our hearts are heavy for the folks in another community in Connecticut, that as I did my work as district attorney with a city like Malden, where we worked hard to make sure our schools were safe and our kids felt safe, it is a community that is incredibly diverse but also incredibly united. And we are reminded about what it means to knit a community together and how it takes leadership at the national level, from our private sector, from our utilities, from our elected officials, to say we will build this community, as we know will happen again in Connecticut. They will build that community again. But it is important that we move forward with this project. And on a spot in Malden that is accessible, that hasn't been used to its full capacity, this is a total win-win. And I am delighted that we were able to, on the legal end, make sure that we could work with National Grid to do the remediation that will be necessary and is necessary. And I think it's a great day for Malden and for the future. So I say, play ball.
So this is the day, you know, this is our field of dreams. If we build it, they will come. And we know that's going to be the case. When you have a location with 1,000 parking spaces immediately next to it, when you have an Orange Line stop 1 block from the ballpark and 12 minutes from Haymarket, you know that you have a winner. So we thank all of you for coming here today. My wife, Susan, who is right here, knows that I've been talking about this in a very special way. I keep this Malden Park up on my, up on my iPhone and iPad as something that, really has been motivating me over the last couple of years to do something special for Malden. And I think before we turn it back over to the mayor to close, maybe we should all just stop here for a second, huh? And have a moment of silence for all those families in Connecticut. Thank you all so much. Now let me turn it back to our great mayor, Gary Christensen.
Thank you. I think one more round of applause, everyone, for this great group of individuals. Thank you. Before we commemorate the letter of intent by signing the Louisville Sluggers, let's take a look at those. Thank you. I'd like to take a moment just to explain where we go from here. While Alex and his team will negotiate with the remaining parcel owners to complete the park, my office will conduct an extensive public outreach for residents and businesses to weigh in on this proposed development. This will include the use of public forums, surveys of resident concerns, and the cataloging of commonly asked questions, much like we did when we began this process in January. In the meantime, thank you once again, everyone, for your support, and hopefully we will see you on first pitch on opening day in 2015. Does everybody have their pens ready?
Ready to go.
All right.
We're going to sign each one of the bats?
Yep.
Okay, good.
Do I sign Ed's name?